P. Yo, welcome in everybody to the finals of the $200 elimination style tournament. Waiting on the players as they slowly join the lobby. Got Punchy, Crazy Train, Katie, and Bodge in the lobby so far. Sinian, KG, Dote, OP, Punchy, Ducky, welcome in everybody. Appreciate y'all coming through. Didn't get to see you, man. Been a while. I did just get word from one of the players that they may be having to miss. We will see. Per the rules, they do have until 2:15 p.m. Eastern to show up in time. Otherwise, their spot will be given to the next reserved player in line. As you may have already seen with the life points remaining here, OPX and I will be filling in for Dankavelli, who unfortunately will not be able to play today due to a travel delay. So OPX and I will be filling in. Exclamation point rules for any questions regarding the rules. Thank you, y'all. Thank you. Appreciate that, OP. I forgot to turn it down. Is that better? Let's go, backshotters. Magic, welcome in. You gotta come back. Swag up here joining the lobby. Let's take a look at these cars. Yo, Swag, thank you so much for the resub. What am I doing? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong button. There we go. Punchy with the nice neon turquoise, I'd say. Maybe light blue. Looking good. Crazy Train with the classic swivel pattern. Looking nice and clean, aerodynamic. Uh-oh, looks like we got a player. We got a kick already. $45 with the streak too. For real, Katie. Alright, let me take care of a few things real quick. Testing. Is the music too loud again, or is that good, y'all? Alright, we are just waiting on Dead Fallen. Hopefully they can make it in time. Once again, per the rules, they do have until 2:15 to join the lobby. Otherwise, their spot will be given to the next reserve player in line. All right, just let the next reserve player know that they might be on. Sammy, welcome in. Let's go, Backjotters. For real. This will be a fun format to host. Gonna be all about stamina. Early on, it's not about getting first per se, it's just all about not getting last. First really won't matter until the very end. Yeah, OP, that's what I've been checking into. If not, all good. We run a 6-player tourney. Better odds for y'all. Making sure all the back end things are being taken care of. I just got a new router yesterday, so I'm really hoping that internet wise the stream is running smoothly. Everything's looking good on my end, so we should be good. Once again, we are just waiting on Dead Fallen. Per the rules, he does have until 2:15 to show up. He says he is cutting it very close. We will be starting the first game at 2:15 on the dot, and unfortunately Dead Fallen will have to be eliminated from the tourney, but we are giving him that grace period right now. Said he should make it just in time, so we will see. Hopefully, would love to have Dead Fallen compete, of course. Was our 4th competitor to qualify. Berto, welcome in, welcome in. Once again, apologies for the delay. Waiting on Dead Fallen. Hoping that they can join the lobby in time. Let's go, Fallen. Appreciate it, Katie. This is why when you're running a tourney, it's always important to have these rules in place. And that way, there's no disputing. Let's go. Round of applause. Fallen has rushed home in time, successfully made it in the lobby. You absolutely love to see it. Let's go. Alrighty, y'all. If I could just get a quick R from all the competitors. Thank you, Bodge. Thank you, Crazy. Thank you, Fallen. Thank you, Punchy. Thank you, OP. Got 5 tickets. I just want to make sure all the competitors weren't using the restroom, knowing that that Fallen had until the 15th minute mark. Oh, thank you, Katie. Knew I was forgetting something. Thank you, Swag. Alright, y'all. Let's get this going. Best of luck to all the competitors today. Appreciate y'all coming through, making these finals happen. Congrats on all the placements, of course. Good luck, everybody. Let's go. Should be a good set of matches here. Let's go. First map starting us off, Canyon Skipper, a classic competitive map here. Let's see how these players handle it. Let's see who the camera gods decide to be the first victim of spectating. We got A-Tag Swag here. Rocking the space galaxy ball as always. Going left a little bit, getting a little bit caught up. Making sure to pick up that gas can. A little far right here. Let's see how he handles it. Goes for a pop-up with the instant reset to get a good placement to try to get the handbrake shot into the ring. Does connect. Successfully flying through. The ball does manage to pick up the extra mystery box. It is a stomp though. Not sure if Swag will utilize that here. Kind of an awkward placement for it. Just taking it nice and easy around this corner. Going for a final touch. Might be a little wide. Does get the suck. A-Tag Swag with the first place. Was the right man to spectate here. Crazy Train coming in. Bodge with the second. OP with the third. Katie with the fourth. Crazy with the fifth. Let's see who's finishing us out here. Punchy with the sixth. Fallen with the seventh. Once again, all these early rounds are all about not getting last here. So the pressure is now on Fallen. Let's go ahead and tune in with Fallen here. See if he's able to make up some points. He is currently in the hot seat. Still plenty of levels to go. Next hole is Factory Showdown. We'll be regularly tuning in to the player in the hot seat during this tournament, adding that extra bit of pressure, but also good for viewership with the spectation, knowing who's on the hot seat. Fallen managing these taps quite well, getting that extra boost with the ball pickup. Fallen making nice work of this cut on the inside here. Going for a dash to get the ball through this tunnel. I would have done the same. Going for some nice quick taps here. Unfortunate bounce there. It does a great job handling that air braking maneuver there. Going through the tunnel, accidentally hits his car through the ring, puts him off pace. Punchy with the nice first. Fallen making up some points here, clutching third. Swag with the second, Bodge with the fourth, Katie with the fifth. Crazy with the sixth. OP looking to finish this out here. Nicing it into the hole. Should be shaking up the scores quite a bit here. Let's see how this is shaping up. Crazy Train currently in the hot seat with OP right above at 8. Let's see how Crazy Train handles curvy corners. Crazy is rocking the dash and smash hothead, along with Bodge also rocking that core combo. Crazy with the nice lane 1 spawn here. This is the preferred spawn in my opinion for curvy corners. Handling it quite well, making it his way down. Getting a good cut. Looking to pick up this mystery box. Gets an ice. That is a pickup you always like to see. Making good use of it already. Dropping the ice early to get the ball bouncing down the corner. Very veteran move right there. Nicely done by Crazy. Dashing and smashing his way down curvy corners here. There looks like there is a player up in the lead that might have had a magnet for the skip. Crazy neck and neck with Fallen here. Making his way down. Fallen does get the gas can. Let's see how Crazy plays this out at the end here. Playing it nice and smart. OP with the first there. Beautifully done. Crazy with the second. Absolutely huge for Crazy and OP there as they were in hot seat and hot seat adjacent. Bodge with the fifth. Punchy with the sixth. Let's see who's finishing us out here on curvy corners. It will be A-Tag Swag. This is going to be a huge shakeup to the leaderboard here on the first lobby game. OP just putting on an absolute clinic for this first hole. Showing us how it's done on Hyperglide. I'm sure the hot seat has changed up here. Fallen back in it. Super close game. This is absolutely insane. Crazy and Punchy just 1 point above Fallen. Let's see how Fallen handles the cascade. Pressure is back on. Pressure is back on across the board, really. It's still anyone's game here. It might be your first tiebreaker, too, for the first game. That would be absolutely crazy. Let's see how Fallen handles this last hit. Unfortunately, gets caught up with the quick flip. Fallen still readjusting to his surroundings. Just got back to his computer. See how he handles this final shot. Goes off the wall, uses a curve. Oh, almost big brain that execution. Unfortunate 6th place finish there from Fallen. Bodge with the 7th. Let's see how much this affects Fallen in the standings. Looks like Fallen is now in the hot seat by 2 points, with Crazy and Bodge just above, tied. Once again, we'll be tuning in with the player who's always in the hot seat. This is Fallen's final chance to make up the differential here. Got to get at least 2 points on either Crazy or Bodge if he wants to keep all 3 of his life points. Not getting enough air on these quick flips. Fallen's definitely still adjusting. Still up here with the front though, looking good. It's gonna really come down to this Claw Canyon skip. Fallen might opt to just go around it. Let's see what he does here. Nice soft tap. Goes for a nice, beautiful controlled tap for the skip. Beautifully done. Fallen said, you know what, I gotta lock in for this one. Let's just take it nice and easy. Secure the first by the looks of it. Yes, he does. Punchy with the second, OP with the third. That does do it. That confirms that Fallen has secured his spot to not get his first life point elimination. Let's see how these scores shape up. Great first lobby game here. I feel like that was an optimal map pool there. Once you get in a shot of the match here, nice little handbrake to finish that off. Nice shot there by Let's see how these scores shaped up. It looks like Crazy Train will be unfortunately losing the first life point of the finals. Still a lot of game to be played. We will be doing 20 seconds in between each match. Give the competitors a little bit of a break. GG's all around for that first lobby game. Once again, Crazy Train, the first player to be losing a life point here, still at 2. As long as you have 1 life point, you are fully in the game. This will be a marathon for a lot of the players here, planning on making it to the end. Agreed, Backshotters. That was an excellent map pool. Love to see it for the first game on. Going into Broken Pretzel, followed by Claw Canyon and Hyperflight Corner. Excellent first 3 of maps once again. Huge Calf really stepping it up with this map pool today. Katie.png starting us off. Going with a nice dash shot. Getting the ball perfectly down the map here. Let's see how Katie handles this first corner, trying to avoid the sand pit. Nicely done. Katie with these perfect shots, haven't even need to use ice yet. See how she handles going before this tunnel. Nicely done, Katie. Going up this tunnel. Fallen, Swag, Crazy, everybody's here. Punchy. All gonna come down to this final shot. Bodge gets an ice off on Katie. Will it affect her? Katie with a nice follow-up here. No, the ball barely spins out of the hole. Unfortunate ending there from Katie. Still manages to get 6. Let's see who's finishing us out. Looking like OP. Unfortunate, might be having some issues here. Per the rules, if you disconnect past hole 1, it is unfortunately a loss of a life point due to just the nature of the format. But this will have to put OP into the hot seat going into the next hole. Nice final shot there by OP. Let's see how Punchy finishes off this final shot with a quick flip straight into the hole. Perfectly executed by Punchy there with the pressure of having all the players around him. Going back into Claw Canyon. Hopefully OP can get the lag situation figured out quickly. Let's go ahead and tune in with him anyways, being that he is in the hot seat. Making a good use of the hyperglide here. Getting the ball down, looking for the first curve. Heading on his way down to the canyon. Oh, unfortunate disconnection here from OP. Gonna affect his life point standings most definitely. Let's go ahead and tune in with these competitors up front. See the action going on. Swag looking for his final tap. Beautifully done. Securing him the first place. Falling with the second, Bodge with the third, Punchy with the fourth. OP disconnecting. That will be a life point lost by OP if all players could go ahead and leave the lobby. GG's on the second lobby game. Unfortunate disconnect from OP, but that will cost him a point per the rules. Unfortunate for OP there. OP, are you ready to go? Make sure his internet didn't fully disconnect or nothing like that. Once we get the confirmation from OP, we'll go ahead and get this next one started. Alright, I might have to make a rule up on the spot, y'all. Did not think about competitor leaving during tournaments. Did not think about that rule. What is fair, y'all? 5 minutes between matches before they get DQ'd. Taking notes, taking notes. Definitely got to make this a rule for next time. I'm gonna go ahead and directly message them. Fisk. There he is. I didn't even realize he left the lobby, to be honest, but that makes sense. He had a full disconnect. Yeah, unfortunately, the way with the format works, it's kind of required that everyone's in the lobby. All right, y'all, got confirmation. OP is ready to go. Best of luck to all the competitors. Unfortunate disconnect there from OP, causing him to lose a life point there. All good. OP still in at 2. By the sounds of it, should have the lag under control. Yeah, Cindy, and I wish players could return to lobbies instead of just being disconnected, like give them the option. That would be cool. But assuming that they'd be able to reconnect quickly. Let's see what the camera gods decide. Looking at Crazy Train starting us off on Big L here. There he handles his first corner. Nice little tap to the side. Beautiful cut. Into the ring. Oh, unfortunately barely misses the ring. That would have been super nice line for Crazy there if that connected. Still looking good here as we go down the screen. Thank you, Sinian. OP with the disconnection. Fortunate, another loss of a life point here. Crazy with the nice first, Bodge with the second. I'll go ahead and let the competitors finish out this hole, and then everyone can go ahead and disconnect. We'll be going back to the lobby. Unfortunate. Once again, for the rules, that is another life point lost by OP there. Sorry for the tournament to start off this way, y'all, but you know, things do happen. Go ahead and give OP time to rejoin the lobby again. Yeah, it sure seems like it, OP. That's crazy. Unfortunate timing for that to have a flare-up of issues for sure. Just waiting on OPX and I here to rejoin the lobby. We'll be rejoining any second. Once again, apologies for the delay. Alright, let's get this lobby game 4 started. Hopefully all the internet connections for OP have been settled. He does have one life point remaining here. OP could still technically win it all. Best of luck to all the competitors here. Starting off with the tricky short hole here. Not too short, but really it all comes down to whoever decides to go whole. Camera gods have chosen Fallen here. Let's see how he handles go whole or go home. Opts to not pick up the ice. This is going to be a huge ice battle here before the shot. Fallen getting ice already. Making good work of it though. Oh, unfortunately a little too low. Has to go for the reset here. Going for a skip across the out of bounds here. I've never seen this before. Oh my god, I gotta take notes. I didn't know that existed. Nice recovery from Fallen here. Managing to get 6th. Punchy finishing us out here in 7th. Punchy now in the hot seat going into hole 2 here. What a recovery from Fallen though. Katie going straight to the back ring. Getting that distance on the ball. Nicely done by Kitty.png there. That concludes go whole or go home. Going into Sundance Dash. Absolutely love this map. Let's see how Punchy handles it being in the hot seat. Rocking that pump it car with the speaker ball. Getting some chain dashing in. Making sure to use quick flip every time it's off of cooldown here. Let's see how Punchy handles this second disc. Going for the ring, it looks like. Nice little momentum dash before the ball. An expert mechanical awareness there. Punchy just showing us how it's done. He said, screw the hot seat. Let me get this first real quick. Punchy with the first, Katie with the second, Crazy with the third, OP 4th, Fallen 5th. Stuck with the 6th, Bodge with the 7th. Mango, welcome in, welcome in. Backtrotters, here are the current scores. Oh my god, I thought Katie actually went through the ring there for a second. Absolutely insane. Let's see who is now in the hot seat. Looks like Fallen will be in the hot seat, followed right by Swag, just 1 point away. Farm away, Katie, farm away. We all know you're a farmer. Let's go watch Fallen. Going back on a big L here. Lane 8 does help with this first corner. Getting the nuke, hitting Katie and Punchy. Falling out here with the aggressive gameplay. Unfortunately, right behind the tree, puts on the air brake just in time to get the rebounds off of the tree. Nice calculated calm maneuvering here from Fallen. Getting the ring off the reset. Let's see how Fallen handles his last shot. Bodge way up ahead. Beautiful tap. Might be a little bit too far left. Does get the suck. Swag Fallen in first, right above Fallen. Nicely done by Fallen though. Putting on a clinic. Making best of lane 8 there. Punchy rounding us off there in 7th. Gonna be a huge shakeup to the leaderboard once again. Crazy making some nice taps here at the end of Big L. Finishing out in 3rd place there for Crazy. Let's see how the scores are shaping up. Scores are pretty even across the board. 5-point game. We do have Punchy in the hot seat now. 2 points away by Fallen. Going into Evil Cogway. Let's see how Punchy handles Cogway here. Gonna all come down to the skip. Let's see the wall timing here. Is pushing right. Is Punchy gonna delay it ever so slightly? Yes, he is. Smart move there. Delay by half a second, but confirm a 2nd place finish. Definitely a good trade-off there. Crazy with the 1st, OP with the 3rd, Swag with the 4th, Katie with the 5th. Looks like Fallen will be our new hot seat player, going in with 7th here on Evil Cogway. Let's see how these scores are shaping up. Crazy with a nice sub 20 run here. Oh, going straight to the right ring off of the tree. Crazy knowing the map, knowing to not reset there, being that the ring is on the side. Good decision there from Crazy Train. Fallen is in the hot seat by just 1 point. Bodge right above. The pressure is on. Let's see how Fallen handles the walk in the woods. Starting here in lane 2. Going down the hill, getting a little bit caught up. Let's see how Fallen makes best of this play here. Getting through the trees. Opts not to pick up that mystery box. Gonna go for a final shot here potentially. Nice handbrake shot. Should go straight to the hole. Fallen absolutely clutching a walk in the woods, followed by OP, Katie, Swag, Bodge. Let's see who's coming in next. Crazy Train and Punchy. Let's see how these scores shape up. I believe that actually might be our first tie, or not sure. Let's see how these scores shape up. Hope we're making some good work of the hyperglide taps here into a stomp. Let's see how these scores shape up. It's gonna be close. Bodge and Punchy, our first tiebreaker of the tournament. If Fallen, Swag, Katie, Crazy, and OP could please switch to spectator mode. We do have a tiebreaker coming between Bodge and Punchy. Go ahead and get these levels situated. The rules do state we do a 3-hole tiebreaker. Sounds good, Crazy. Mixed with the comms. Alright, looks like all players are in spectator mode. Let's go ahead and get this started. Best of luck to Punchy and Bodge. Both playing to try to prevent their first life point loss here. Let's see how they handle it. Hoping for some good maps here. Both players are running speed cores. Punchy on quick flip hothead, Bodge on dash and smash hothead. Let's see how these maps shape up for these competitors. Mountain Pass, Ritual, and Inner City. Not bad, not bad. Good luck to Bodge and Punchy here. Let's see how they handle it. Bodge opting to go around. Hitting the ring. Does get a grapple pickup. This could be really clutch at the end. Go ahead and using it right away. Punchy has made his way through. It's all going to come down to this final shot here. Punchy's ball is dropping in. Bodge slightly missed to the right. Bodge still has a chance here going into Ritual. Punchy with the 21-26 mountain pass run. They're pretty solid. Using that middle passage. Alright, Bodge now in the hot seat. Bodge must win this race to survive, or it will be his first life point loss here. Let's see how he handles it. Picks up the ice. Could potentially be used on Punchy here. Looking like just trying to line himself up for a good final shot. Goes for the safer play. Goes for a nice tap here. Punchy does go for a big shot. Does miss. We are going to a hole 3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how this works out. Excited to see our first tiebreaker go to a hole 3. Always love to see it. Couldn't ask for a better map. Inner City Circuit. Let's see who the camera gods decide here. We will be tuning in to who's ever in last. Add that extra pressure. Let's see. Bodge hitting a nice dash and smash skip over this first turn here. Getting a little bit further ahead on the map. Still neck and neck though. Too early to decide at all. Bodge with the gas can going into the boost canister pickup. Gonna have to skip that gas can. That will give. Unfortunately, Bodge barely drives over the ball. Didn't know if he was trying to go for a quick tap play there. Does put him slightly behind Punchy here. Bodge gonna have to play this really smart. Both competitors going into the right tunnel, all going to come down to this final shot. Will Punchy play it slow, maybe do a 2-tap shot or go for a final shot, giving Bodge enough leeway to get a final shot. Let's see how Punchy handles it. Punchy does go wide, have to reset. Bodge hits the ring. That should be enough to secure his placement, and it is. Bodge clutching the first there, hitting the left ring. What a crazy recovery line there from Bodge, but it works out for him. Punchy with an finish there of 54, unfortunately getting himself his first life point loss there. GG's to all competitors. If they could please come back and remove themselves from spectator. Congrats to Bodge for keeping all his 3 life points alive there. Absolute clutch ring. I was getting scared for a second that that ring might have not connected there. All right, y'all, we are gonna go ahead and get this one started. Best of luck to all the competitors. Let me go ahead and get these levels added back. Wizard, welcome in, welcome in. Got 5 levels on the board. Appreciate y'all switching back off of spectator mode. Next lobby game started. Let's see how these competitors handled themselves. We got OP with 1 life point remaining, Crazy and Punchy at 2. The rest of the players still with all 3 life points remaining. Once again, per the rules, we will be taking a 5-minute intermission once just 3 players remain. Going straight back into Inner City Circuit, right where Bodge and Punchy had an epic battle. Let's see how all the competitors do here now. Camera gods have decided. Watching Crazy Train, still rocking that dash and smash. Going for a similar first hit as we saw Bodge do last time. Take notes, ladies and gentlemen. Getting that nice dash reset off the little, what's it called? Platform right outside the race map right there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool little tech there from Crazy Train here. Looks like might use the ring here. Getting the ball caught up on the ramp, no big deal. Making some optimal movement here. All the players neck and neck. Crazy getting a little bit caught up on the wall, still chucking that corner, avoiding the ice. Beautiful shot into this first tunnel. All players taking this right tunnel. No one likes to take that middle tunnel anymore due to the tunnel hitting the top there. Let's see how Crazy handles this final shot. People are taking the rings. Oh, unfortunately a bit too wide. That ring did not respawn in time for Crazy there. Swag with the first. Let's see if Punchy's ball will drop in time for 6. Yes, it does. Falling in 7th, putting himself in the hot seat. Appreciate that, Tinian. Fallen in the hot seat once again. Despite Fallen being in the hot seat so many times, he still does have all 3 of his points. Maybe Fallen likes a hot seat. Maybe could be a part of his strategy. Let's see how he handles the Electric Avenue. Does have the optimal spawn here, closest to the hole, being that it is a short map. Every little length matters on these short holes. Fallen unfortunately having to go for a final tap, missing the quick flip into the hole. Unfortunate short hole performance here by Fallen. Bodge with the 7th. Punchy with a nice sub 12 run, going for an absolute banger. Punchy not afraid to take these big shots on these short holes. Showing off there with a sub 12 performance. This does put Fallen deeper into the hot seat here with a 4 biggest deficit we've seen in the tournament so far. Crazy Train with 4 points over Fallen. Let's see how Fallen can climb himself out of this. Going into the anointed one. Will Fallen be anointed here? Let's see. Opted not to go for any pickups, going straight down here. His ball getting carried by the waterfall. Gonna go for the middle route here in between the trees, taking it nice and easy. Bodge leading the pack here. All gonna come down to how people handle this final section here. Hopefully that goes over. Barely gets denied. Unfortunately, Fallen did not hit his ball hard enough to get over those barriers right there. Not looking good from Fallen here. Punchy in 6th, Crazy in 7th. That should help Fallen a little bit in the hot seat standing. We'll see. Wasn't the absolute worst of performances here, but we will be continuing to tune in with Fallen. Bodge with a nice shot. Getting that under passage there. Beautifully done by Bodge. Nice 26.44 performance on the anointed one. Fallen in the hot seat now, but only 2-point difference between himself and Crazy Train. Let's see how Fallen handles Broken Pretzel. Fallen with the ideal spawn here, closest to the right. Might help him out here. Birdo, absolutely true. Fallen could have a wonderful performance here. Might be able to get himself out of the hot seat right here. See how he handles it. Does have a magnet pickup. Quite an optimal pickup, especially for the end of this map. Going for a major shot here. Let's see how he handles this. Stutters the boost a little bit. Waiting for this ball to drop. Playing it nice and smart. He knows he has a lead. Here we go. Fallen secures 2nd place for himself. That is going to definitely help in the standings. Let's see how these scores shape up. Might be a tie for the hot seat currently. Bunchy just out here farming these shots and matches, showing how his touch and go skills have improved significantly. We got a 3-way hot seat tie between Katie, Crazy Train, and Fallen. Let's go ahead and tune in with Katie here. I'll do my best at changing the spectator to see who's currently in the hot seat of these 3 players. Once again, Fallen, Crazy, and Katie all in the hot seat. Absolute crazy ending here. Katie making her best to get down, drop shot here, hopefully avoiding the trees. She does so nicely. Gonna go ahead and ice to follow up on the ball. That is Bodge in the 1st. Katie with an unfortunate reset there. Crazy Train securing himself 3rd. Does avoid the hot seat. Fallen avoiding it as well. Unfortunate first loss of a life point for Katie here, getting 7th. The pressure was on. Punchy farming another shot of the match, making nice. Oh, doesn't even use a ring, just goes straight for the drop there. Unfortunate reset there for Katie at the end. Would have had it, barely hitting that first loss of a life point. 1 point away from Fallen. Fallen hanging on each and every game. Get this next lobby game started in 20 seconds, y'all. Get these scores updated. Congrats to Fallen there for barely escaping his first life point loss once again. Nicely done. Love to see these life point eliminations being spread across the players here. Really just goes to show how close of a tournament we have here. The top 3 is up for grabs to anyone. Once again, we are looking at a first place prize pool of $100, second $65, and third $35. Players are going to do their absolute best to get into that prize pool. Let's see who the camera gods inside here. Looking at A-Tag Swag. I believe A-Tag Swag just recently got the multiplayer world record on this very map, so he's definitely no stranger to it. Let's see how he handles his first corner. Nice soft touch, shouldn't let the ball go too far wide, sticking near that inside track. Picking up the boost canister, making good work of the line here. Getting his ball to pick up the boost canister, stealing the boost canister from the other competitors. Getting a little bit caught up here, still maintaining speed. Neck and neck with Bodge here out front. Getting some extra dashes in before entering this tunnels area, getting these rings to get the optimal movement for his car. His ball is going to land up right in front of the ring. Probably going to opt to use the ring here, be the safest play. Will make his ball drop a little bit slower. Bob with the first, OP with the second, Crazy with the third. Swag unfortunately getting fourth due to that slow ring. Katie with the fifth, Katie with the sixth, Fallen with the fifth, Punchy with the seventh, putting himself in the hot seat for round 2 here. Going into Factory Showdown. See how Punchy handles the hot seat here. Punchy with 2 life points remaining. Adding a little bit of pressure on his game here. Let's see how he continues to handle it. Making nice work so far. Avoiding all these rings, avoiding all these trees. Gets that pickup stolen from him. Doesn't bother Punchy none. Making good work here. Getting that gas can pickup. Perfect entrance through this tunnel. Let's see if his ball stops too far. Nope. Punchy's still gonna make work of this left tunnel skip. Going for a shot into the ring. Unfortunately, the ring gets stolen by Bod. Bod with the first place. Punchy's still on a good line, able to clutch second. OP in third. Nicely done by Punchy there, getting himself out of the hot seat most likely. Swag with the fourth, Crazy with the fifth. Katie in sixth, Fallen finishing us out here in seventh. Gonna be a major shakeup to the leaderboard here. Bod making nice work of these finishing taps here. As we saw from Punchy's POV, he does hit the ring. Nicely done by Bodge there. We do have a hot seat tie currently between Katie and Fallen. Go ahead and tune in with Fallen here. See how he handles Ritual. Starting off with a nice handbrake shot, getting it downfield. Entering this tunnel matters a lot. Let's see how he does it, nice and straight. Nothing crazy. Gonna come down to this final shot. Is he gonna go for the shot or take it nice and slow? He does. Might be able to land him in first place here. That's gonna be huge for his standings. Nicely done by Fallen. Saying, get me out of this hot seat. I do not want it anymore. Kitty with the fourth there. See how these hot seat standings shake up. Fallen definitely earning that shot of the match. I lost connection to the server. Please play it out, y'all. and report back on the scores. Do not leave the lobby. Unfortunate DC from the host here. Not a good look for City Limits PK Production and Company. Katie may be in the hot seat. Not exactly sure how those scores were shaping up with her 4th place performance there on Ritual. This is why we have rules in place. All players were made aware of in this scenario. Go ahead and play out the game. Yep, definitely play it out. For real, Timmy. That'd be hilarious. Yeah, all the viewers gain 1. They can join the lobby. We are out. Any report on the scores? Bungie got last, no tie. Appreciate the comms. Thank you, Katie, for confirming. Thank you, Swag. All right, Punchy down to 1 life point. Get this countdown started. Thank you, y'all, for following the rules. I'm glad we had that rule established. Let's go, OP. I was wondering if anyone was gonna notice. A bunch of the songs were remixed and edited by Gay Digest. That way we have more music to enjoy, not just the same TGR on repeat. Got the remixes intertwined in the playlist. Alright, y'all. I am tuned back in to the gameplay. Fingers crossed, no more host disconnections here for me. Camera gods have decided upon Punchy here. Punchy does have 1 life point remaining. The pressure is on for him. Let's see how he handles Whirlpool. Getting her grapple, not sure if he's gonna use it here. Kind of awkward position with the nice controlled tap here. Very nicely done by Punchy, recognizing that he was behind that little building there, knowing that he had to go for a nice tap. That was a flashback moment for me when I was in a similar position and Punchy was commentating my play. Roger with a nice little tap on top of the building. Securing himself a first there. Katie now in the hot seat going into round 2 here. Let's see how she handles Neon Raceway. Decent map for ice here. Welcome in, Shaz. For real, that was really nice. Body's playing like an absolute madman today. Absolutely love to see it. Katie with a nice wall ride there with the ball. Trying to make her way around this next corner, getting a nice dash shot off. All gonna come down to this final corner. She's right behind some of the players here, going for an ice to finish. Oh, that looks like a good tap if the ball curves in enough. Let's see, does not get the suck, unfortunately. Swag with the first, Punchy with the second. Katie unfortunately landing herself in 6th place there. Might be continuing to be in the hot seat. We do have a tie with Fallen. Let's go ahead and tune in with Fallen. Sharing the hot seat here with Katie. Going into Endurance. Absolutely a great competitive map in my opinion. Let's see how Fallen handles it. Might be too much of a tap here. That gas can might save him. Oof, yeah, did not think that was gonna work out there too well for him, unfortunately. Having to go around here on this first skip. Let's see how Fallen can handle this deficit he's made for himself here early on. Fallen, no stranger to the hot seat. Making good work here. Could make up some position placements here. Gonna come down to this final shot. Might be a little bit too early. Unfortunate there. OP with the first. Getting trained with the second. Oh, Fallen is not looking good here on this final skip. Opting to go around. Looks like Swag is also struggling. Smart play from Fallen here. Just to say, you know what? I'm gonna go around, try to do what I can here. Unfortunately, still lands him in 7th. Punchy with the 6th. Swag with the 5th. Let's see how Katie did. Placing herself in 4th, getting herself away from the hot seat, clearing it by 3 points over Fallen. Let's see how Fallen does here in Canyon Skipper. The hot seat can still be changed up as we've seen so many times. Fallen with an optimal spawn here. We get a nice bounce through this first skip. Gonna come down to the skip here and unfortunately goes a little bit wide. Goes for an aerial. Oh, could not get his car enough height to hit the ball there. Is able to make good work of this second skip. This skip, or this map, is hated by a lot of players. Does get to suck on that final shot. I wasn't too sure what was happening. Fallen with the 4th place finish. Bodge closing us out here in 7th. Katie in 6th. Fallen is slowly inching his way out of this hot seat. First lane is asking for trouble, I agree. We got a 3-way tie up in first, but once again, that does not matter too much. It's all about the hot seat. We got Fallen at 12, followed by Katie right at 13. Might be a tiebreaker. Anything can happen. Let's go tune in with Fallen. Can Fallen keep inching his way back slowly? We did see him last time in the same hole 5 situation on a Claw Canyon in the hot seat, where he had an absolute banger of a performance, getting first place for himself. Let's see if he's able to repeat that situation here. Slightly different of a line, going for a nice slow play here, changing his camera angle. Beautiful tap around the corner. Is it perfectly done? Fallen has practiced that skip, you can tell. Let's see how he handles this final shot here. Katie clutching the first place, guaranteeing that she is not eliminated here. Fallen within a second, getting 4th of Katie. Absolute crazy finish. Was not anticipating that. Fallen made light work of that skip there. Katie really showing up here. He's finishing us out here in 7th. Let's see how these scores shape up. believe that is Fallen's first life point elimination, but let's just confirm it here with the scorecard. And yes, it is the 4-point differential from Katie. Katie clutching that first place. Get the scorecard updated. Once again, 20-second break in between each hole. Fallen, unfortunately, not able to escape the hot seat for the first time, losing his first life point here. We got Punchy and OP at 1 life point remaining. We eliminated any game. Got Katie, Crazy, and Fallen at 2 apiece. And Bodge and Swag still holding on to their 3 life points apiece. Best of luck to all the competitors here. Feel like we're gonna, as time goes on, we're gonna start seeing more and more tiebreakers as things start inching towards some eliminations. Going into our first snake of the day. Absolutely love to see this map in a competitive environment. Hate to see it as a player in a competitive environment, but as a spectator, love to watch it. Let's see how Punchy handles the snake. I believe this is maybe not necessarily his favorite map, but I know Punchy does do quite well on this map on a regular basis. Let's see how he handles this first corner. Fortunately, a little wide. Beautiful recorrection with the magnet he had just picked up. Punchy absolutely, oh, unfortunate Punchy misses the ball ever so slightly there after a beautiful recovery with the magnet. Let's see how he does his last shot here. Going a little bit wide, might use the ring, looking for a reset here. Fortunately, gonna put Punchy in the hot seat going into the second hole. Rough snake there from Punchy. Still have plenty of game left to go. Beautiful shot of the match here from Crazy Train. Absolute banger of a dash and smash finish there. Nice long map here coming from all our wall. Let's see how Punchy handles it here. In the hot seat with just 1 life point remaining, that added extra pressure here from Punchy. Punchy, no stranger to pressure though, long-time veteran competitor here at the TGR factory, as some of us like to say. Punchy making good use of this first corner. Leading the pack here. Punchy looking good, making good, nice taps going around the corner here. Avoiding the ice there. Just enough height. Let's see if he opts for the ring usage. Just goes for a straight shot into the tunnel. Nicely done by Punchy here. Still looking good. Getting a quick flip through the tunnel. Trying to catch up to his ball a little bit. Still leading the pack. Let's see if he goes for a final shot here. Will he get the suck? He does. Nicely done by Punchy there. Beautiful sub 58, I believe, run. Getting himself out of that hot seat. Bot to the second, Swag with the third, Fallen with the fourth, OP with the fifth, Katie with the sixth. Crazy finishing us out here in seventh. Let's see how these scores shape up. Surely we have a new hot seat player here. Punchy with a beautiful calculated final shot. We have a 3-way tie for the hot seat going into the third hole between Fallen, OP, and Katie. Going to Electric Avenue here. Let's go ahead and tune in with OP, see how he handles the hot seat. Getting a nice handbrake shot off using that hyperglide. Gonna go ahead and use the ice for a dash shot banger. Unfortunately, a little bit too wide to the right, having to reset. Looks like Fallen having to reset as well. Gonna put himself in seventh. OP was able to get sixth, getting him out of the hot seat. Katie with a beautiful first place finish there. Saying, get me the hell out of that hot seat. Don't want none of that. We got Fallen in the hot seat now with just one point under OP. I know Fallen hoping for a better endurance run here compared to the last one. Let's see how he has learned from the last one. Beautiful starting line this time, making sure not to go too far forward on that first hit. Oh, unfortunate camera change. Had to miss his ball there. Still not too far behind, looking like he's currently in 5th. Still got plenty of race left to make up positions here. Fallen looking for good placement going into this last major skip. Let's see how he handles it. Beautiful tap. This ball should stop right at the end, right on that beautiful red grass. Going for that final shot. Does get the suck of the hole. Nice second place finish. Katie with the first once again. Punch with the third. Swag with the fourth. OP with the 5th. No idea who is on the hot seat now. That was a wonderful performance from Fallen there. Crazy gonna go ahead and opt for the DNF finish. Always respectful. Let's see how these scores are shaping up. Katie with a nice sub 38 run. Beautiful ice on the edge, going straight into the hole. Katie showing up today. Let's see who is in the hot seat now. We got OP with Fallen and Crazy 2 points above them. 5th hole, anything can happen here. You do like to see a Hyperglide player on an all downhill map. This might be good for OP, all depending on how he handles that final shot. Definitely does not want to be in this hot seat position, but making the best of it. Avoiding the nuke. Picking up the boost canister. Making nice cuts here. Once again, making good use of that Hyperglide. Going for a final shot. Off the top of the wall there. OP getting 3rd. I believe that was Crazy in 1st, so that puts him out of contention for a life point loss here. All gonna come down to what position Fallen got. Let's see how these scores shape up. I believe that's looking like a tie. It is. If all competitors outside of OP and Fallen could please switch to spectate. We do have our second tiebreaker of the tournament to run. 3 holes to determine the fate of OP and Fallen. Confirm all players are in spectate outside of OP and Fallen. We'll go ahead and get this started. Best of luck to OP and Fallen here. Once again, looking at the scorecard here, OP is at 1 life point remaining. Fallen is at 2, so this could potentially be the last races of OP X and I's final performance here. Let's see how OP does. We will be tuning into him since he is in the hot seat technically with only 1 life point remaining. Best of luck to both OP and Fallen. Looking at Snake. Good tie-breaking map here. The pressure is on. Let's see how OP handles it. Once again, rocking the only Hyperglide in the whole finals. Combined with the ice. Hyperglide is a good map here on the Snake though. Good taps here. Picking up a bunch of ices. Fortunately, none of them are connecting though. It's okay. OP just focused on the line here. They are neck and neck. OP looking for an ice to finish this out. Fallen with the reset. Fallen is now in the hot seat for this tiebreaker. Nice controlled gameplay there by OP, holding that ice for the end. Definitely love seeing downhill maps show up for Hyperglide players. Rainbow Race is a completely different story though. Core advantage definitely in Fallen's favor here. Let's see how he's able to handle it though. The pressure is on. Will he lose his second life point? Right behind the tree, unable to get a good tap to get to the ring. The good bounce from the rock though. That rock said, hold up, Fallen, I got you covered. Let me get you back on track. Fallen with a nice little aerial tap outside of the tunnel. Players are neck and neck, gonna come down to this final shot. OP with a slight lead here. Fallen cutting down that lead with a quick flip through the tunnel. All gonna come down to this final shot. Fallen might have gone a little bit too wide. OP went for the slow and steady race. If both players could go ahead and back out, that is a life point loss for Fallen. GG's there to OP, keeping his final story alive here. Fallen unfortunately losing another life point there with that tie-breaking performance. Now we got OP, Fallen, and Punchy at 1 life point apiece. The pressure is on. Who will be the first player eliminated? Super exciting turnout for this tournament. Was not expecting to see such a wide range of life points losses at the start. Oh, crap. All right, restart. Thank you, Swag. Oh, Punchy, were you able to switch in time? All right, don't leave, stay. All right, y'all, please play it out. Thank you, Punchy, for switching back in time. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tune in with Punchy here. Want to just double check to make sure he was indeed not in spectate mode. Making great use of his awareness there of the ring, making sure he avoided the ring to not get the speed boost, to make sure he still made contact with his ball. Knew that he was going to get hit by the nuke, but it did not bother him. Nice composure here by Punchy. Perfect setup for the final shot. Nicely done, y'all. Take notes. Fallen with the first, Punchy with the second, Swag with the third, VOD with the fourth, OP with the fifth. Oh! Thank you, Stinian. Thank you, Shaz. Oh, it's on 3 maps. All right. I'll tabulate the scores. Play it out, y'all. Play it out. Sorry about that, y'all. Got to do a little bit of math today. All right, Katie is in the hot seat. Let's see how she handles this map here. Going for an awkward side here. Going to go ahead and ice it down. Does not, unfortunately, get the suck from the hole there. Any math wizards out there want to help me tabulate these scores once we add 2 more maps into this next set? Katie in the hot seat, going into hole 3 here, Twin Kingdoms. Yeah, that is my apologies. We are going to play this out though, since I did not catch the mistake in time. Let's go ahead and tune in with Katie.png here. Rocking that ice hothead, gonna opt for the right path here. Classic ice line. Picking up the nuke, might hold it to the end. Gonna go ahead and drop it early. Looks like OP, the other ice player, also opting for the final line. Unfortunately, Katie not able to connect with the rings. See how she's able to handle this final shot. Should have enough curve. Nice final shot there by Katie, locking in 4th on Twin Kingdoms. Oh my god, Bodge with an absolute banger there. I did not think you could shoot it from that far away, but getting that nice hill bounce, giving that extra boost. Alright, all apologies for the error on my part. We do have 2 more maps to play. Y'all could give me a few seconds to write down these scores. Want to make sure we do not mess up anything. Life points are on the line. Apologies once again, y'all. All right, we'll be loading up 2 more maps with Katie in the hot seat. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. Bound to make a few mistakes hosting. My apologies though. Once again, we are just loading into 2 maps right now. Giving us our first Velocity Valley Classic. All right, Katie is in the hot seat here. Let's see how she handles the Velocity Valley. Katie with the 4th place finish might help out with the standings a little bit here. She did have a 4-point deficit in the hotspot. Let's go, babe. Drive safe, drive safe. There was a 4-point deficit, so I believe Katie and Crazy may be tied. Go ahead and tune in with Katie here. The pressure is on. Once again, apologies for the score mayhem. Katie with a beautiful cut here around the corner. Looks like Swag and Crazy had a reset. Going a little high, might utilize the sticky here. Beautiful tap, keeping the ball going down, icing it down. Katie, no stranger to the ice mechanics here. Katie making her way down. I'm sure Crazy doing his absolute best to make up the distance here. Katie getting a nice bounce off the wall. They're going for a final shot. Does have a magnet in her pocket. Icing it down. Clutching the 4th place finish. Crazy with the 5th. All these scores are going to be close. Score is going to be absolutely close. If anybody wants to double check my math once all these scores are added, I would appreciate it. A lot of PBs coming across the board. Beautiful grapple finish from Bodge here. Hitting a nice 47-second run there on precision decisions. All right, let me do some quick maths. All right, according to my math, Thank you, Swag, for confirming that we do have a tiebreaker between Crazy Train and KD.PNG. If all other competitors could please switch to spectate. Let me get these. I'm gonna make sure to stay on top of the levels this time. I do apologize for the mess up on the last one. We got a KD Train tiebreaker coming in. Thank you, Sinian. Let's go. OP, you dodged it by 2 points. We had Katie and Crazy at 19. OP, you're at 21, and then the next was Swag at 23. All right, we got all competitors in spectate besides Katie and Crazy. Best of luck. Make sure I'm on 3 levels. All right, there we go. We're gonna confirm that each time now. Crazy PNG. Best of luck to Crazy Train and Katie.PNG here. Sitting with the rest of the map. Love to see it. Appreciate the double checking there, Swag and Sinian. Much love, y'all. Ooh, some short maps here. This might get a little spicy. We got Ball Falls starting us off. Camera gods have decided upon Katie.PNG here. Splitting the gas can. A little bit too fast, was able to get that flip off, staying on the upper boundary here. Looks like Crazy opting to use that middle line. Katie going for a big last shot. Will it drop in close enough? They're both so close. Oh my god, Katie her ball barely dropping in first, right above Crazy. That got heated for a second. Oh my god. Katie saying, you know what, I gotta go for this shot. Had to risk it. Had enough power behind it. Crazy now in the hot seat, going into hole number 2 here. Bunker balls. The tournament classic. Let's see how Crazy Train handles himself here. Just have a slight starting spawn advantage going in at lane 4. Opting to not use the starting ring. Oh, I see what the line he was going for here. Fortunate out of bounds, having to reset here. Looks like it will be a life point loss by Crazy Train. GG's to Katie. Let me get these scores updated. GG's to Katie. Keeping her life points intact. I believe she's still at 2. All right, we got OP, Crazy, Punchy, and Fallen all at 1 apiece. Getting this map updated before we get this next game started. Appreciate the comms, KG. Who will be our first player eliminated? Will it be... It could still be any one of these players, technically. This is getting down to the wire, y'all. What an absolute amazing showing here in the finals. All these players able to maintain their 1 remaining life point, dealing with the pressure that comes along with it. Let's see who the camera gods decide for this first hole. Looking at Punchy here. Thank you, Shaz. We got 1 shot, 1 opportunity. Punchy making himself look for some good shots here on Jungle Run. Good clearance over that little barrier there. Looking for a nice final tap. Nicely done by Punchy, confirming himself a 2nd place finish on the first hole here. Falling with the first. OP starting off the hot seat here. Nice sub 24 performance from everyone there. Quick run of the Jungle Run. Going into another fairly short map, Wave Race. Let's see how OP is able to handle the hot seat with the added pressure of also only having 1 life point remaining. Decent starting spawn here in lane 6. Nice use of hyperglide into the ring, getting that extra speed, going for an absolute banger. Does get a little tap off the wall, not enough. Unfortunately here for OP, having to reset. Not gonna look good for placements, getting 7th again. Unfortunate. All these players are just getting in quickly. The pressure is on. Nice finishing shot here from Crazy Train. A lot is going through OP's mind right now. 2 7th place finishes in a row. Looking to crawl his way out of this deficit. Let's go ahead and tune in with OP once again. Bodge not too far behind. It is not completely over here for OP. Nice dash shot starting us off, making use of that hyperglide, getting a flip off, using that boost, getting that max speed hyperglide utilization at a 116. Trying to get through this waterfall. Nice dash there. Hope the ball pushed through. Going for a final shot here. Does hit off the top. Is OP able to make use of this though? Unfortunate. Ball just kept rolling. Did not give him enough clearance at all to try to use that middle tunnel there. Fortunate, another 7th place finish from OP. This might be the end of OP's final performance here. Fallen said, screw the hot seat this match. Let me show up and make these absolute bangers. Wonderful shot of the match from Fallen there. Let's see how these scores are shaping up. We got a 5-point difference between OP and Bodge. OP is technically not out of it just yet. Let's see how he's able to handle city gates. These gates do not belong to me. Anyone is welcome to travel through them. Let's go OP here. Go spectate him, see how he's handling the added pressure of 3 7th place finishes. 1 life point remaining. Only 5 points down from Bodge though. Anything can still happen. Hitting off a tree, getting a nice reflection. One for a final shot into the ring, a little bit too wide, unfortunately. Able to hopefully use this last ring. The pressure is on. Unfortunate, another 7th place finish there. We'll go ahead and give OP his final lap. That does mathematically eliminate him. I believe. GG's to OP. Thank you so much for competing. Let's see this final performance on Arch Parkway. Making good use of the hyperglide here, representing. Going for a nice final shot. Let's go OP, there it is, finishing us out in 2nd there. Once again, thank you OP for playing, thank you for filling in last minute. GG's to OP. Our first player eliminated from the finals here. GG's, GG's. Dankabelli, he unfortunately had a travel delay and couldn't make it. 100% Wizard. 100%. GG's once again to OP. Thank you for going ahead and leaving the lobby. We're gonna keep chugging this along. All right, if y'all want to participate in a channel point prediction, feel free. Who do you all think will be the next player to be eliminated? Go ahead and get this next lobby started. You are predicting for who do you think will be eliminated next. There is 40 seconds left on the prediction. Get some little gamba going. Any player could be eliminated next. A lot of players still with multiple life points. Go ahead and tune in with Swag here, see how he handles do or out dash. Swag, one of the few players still with all 3 life points remaining, but he cannot get comfortable. Still has to stay locked in. Going for a crazy quick flip to get around that second corner. That's hilarious, Shaz. Let's see how, not Punchy, how Swag is able to handle this final shot. Bodge with the first, Punchy with the second. Swag with the third there. Making good work of dual route dash. 6th place is the hot seat position now. Let's see how Katie's able to handle going into the next hole here. Looking at Space Raceway, I believe this is our first time seeing this map all day long. See how Katie handles it. Nice starting spawn here. Always like seeing the personally getting the left side spawn. That way I could go ahead and utilize that first ring. Unfortunately, driving past her ball after getting iced by Swag there. Swag out here playing aggressive with these ices. Let's see how Katie handles this last major turn. Does get a sticky, drives around. Oh my god, changes the camera and everything. Getting a little bit caught up there. Almost had a perfect sticky utilization there. Still making good work though, getting 3rd place. That should help with her standings here. That's all good, Katie, all good. Looks like Katie's still in the hot seat here. True OP, #1 hot glide player in hyperglide player in the tourney. Let's go ahead and tune in with the Katie. Little spectate curse OP, apologize. That is the name of the game with the elimination series we got going here. See how Katie handles the showdown here. Is she clocked into the factory? Let's find out. Unfortunately, having to reset there. Getting a nice shot around that tree. Good entrance into the second to last tunnel. Let's see if she opts for the left route. Getting a nice ice off. The ball going a little bit wide. Might have to recorrect here. Gonna go ahead and reset. Does get a good reset though. Right in front of the second tunnel. Getting the ice down. Utilizing the ring. Hopefully able to secure some placement there. She does with getting 5th and Bodge in 6th. That might... There was a 3-way tie, I believe, for the hot seat adjacent. So let's see how these scores shape up. Fallen making good work of that touch there. We do have Katie still in the hot seat, just 2 points away, followed by Punchy and then Swag, 1 point above Punchy. Let's see how Katie handles entering the Serpent here. The pressure is on. Take a look at these scores real quick. We do have Katie at 2 life points, so she will not be out if this hot seat streak continues. Making good work, staying on this center path. Probably gonna ice it down. Yes, she does. Fortunately, a little bit to the left here. Shouldn't go too far though. Katie with a nice correction. The ring timing is lining up. Is she gonna go for them? Pops the ball up. Oh, unfortunately, a little bit too low on the rings. Looks like only one player was able to get the ring though. Punchy, nicely done with his first place finish there. Katie finishing herself out in 3rd. This might be the recovery she wants to see. These scores are about to get closer as we enter the 5th hole. Crazy Train finishing us out in 6th there. It'll be hopefully an exciting score change up here. Let's see how this is looking. It is not. Players who needed to perform did indeed perform. This is a close game. It could go any way, to be honest. We might see our first multi-tiebreaker as well. Multiplayer tiebreaker. Let's go ahead and tune in with Katie. Still 2 points down. Sounds good, Swag. Sounds good, Punchy. Yeah, y'all, let's take a little 2-minute break after this one. That sounds good. Oh, Katie unfortunately getting caught up on her backflip there, trying to get some extra boost. Wasn't even rewarded the boost. Not a good look for the flip there. Katie going for a final shot here. Might just go straight into the tunnel depending. Go ahead, ice it down, entering the tunnel. Will that be enough of a clutch for Katie with a 3rd place finish? Fallen finishing us out in 6th. That should be enough to change up the scores. We will see how this shapes up. Most likely maybe a tiebreaker, maybe, no idea. Another tiebreaker between Katie and Crazy. Super close game all around, with Fallen barely avoiding that tiebreaker by just 1 point. If Fallen, Bodge, Swag, and Punchy could please switch to spectator mode. We do have a we do have a game to run between Crazy and Katie here. Oh yeah, feel free to restart your games too. All right, y'all, we're gonna run this 3-hole tiebreaker between Crazy Train and Katie. Oh, let's make sure Punchy's in spectator mode first. Perfect, perfect. Sorry, I just want to double check that we have these levels correct. All right, we do. Swag, you can go ahead and switch to spectate as well. Alright, let's get this going before anyone else joins. Gotta run this quick tiebreaker between Katie and Crazy. Crazy is at 1 life point, is in the hot seat. We'll go ahead and spectate him first. Katie is at 2. Katie does have a little bit of a buffer going in to this tiebreaker to stay alive. Going into bottoms up. Good competitive map here. Alright, the pressure is on Crazy Train here. Let's see how he performs on bottoms up. So again, rocking that dash and smash hot head. A little bit too far wide to the left here. Let's see how he handles it. The ball does go into the right and still manages to go in the tunnel. Crazy showing his map knowledge. I had no idea that worked like that. Nice soft tap going around the corner. Get in the ring. Crazy doing an excellent line here. Katie right on his tail. Picking up a grapple. Let's see if he opts for a final dash and smash shot or a grapple shot here. Goes for a major dash and smash shot. Might grapple to slow it down to do a nice follow-up, knowing that it was going a little far wide. Crazy absolutely nailing that grapple play, using the ball, or excuse me, using the grapple to slow down the ball to be able to catch it to do a nice final tap. Pressure is now back on to Katie. Let's see how she's able to handle Rough Hill. Katie once again rocking that ice hot head. Thank you, KG. I'm so bad about that today. Apologies, y'all. Katie going for a final tap. Will it be enough? It is. Getting the suck, not even needing the ice. Gonna come down to the final hole. I didn't even get to see what it is. Pressure back on Crazy, being that he has 1 life point remaining. Let's see how he handles the pressure here in a 3rd hole tiebreaker with just 1 life point remaining. We've got Downtown Blitz. I believe this is Katie.png's favorite map in the whole wide game, but let's go ahead and spectate Crazy Train here. Will he stay alive? All comes down to this final hole. Splitting the gas can with with Katie. Picking up a stomp. This could be really good for the end here. Let's see when he chooses to utilize it. Could also just use it for the boost. Get that full boost bar from the stomp. Oh, getting a little bit caught up on the ramp. Katie dropping a nuke. Crazy able to avoid it. Crazy putting on those nice air brakes. Able to get the ball off of the ramp, excuse me. Looking to do a final shot with the stomp. Perfectly executed stomp, did it far enough away where the ball wouldn't travel too far. Crazy showing his expertise of stomp pickups there. Nicely done by Crazy Train, staying alive. That will be another life point lost by Katie. Putting her both at 1 there. Excuse me, putting them both at 1 life point remaining. GG's all around. Nicely done. GG's, y'all. That was an awesome tiebreaker. All right, y'all. Gonna switch this to 5 maps, and we're gonna take a little. We'll do a 99-second break. How about that? Anyone who wants to restart their game, please feel free. I'm gonna go run to the restroom. Let me do 99 seconds in the chat. All right, y'all. We'll start the next one once the countdown hits go. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm gonna go ahead and double check that I do have 5 maps. Beautiful. Best of luck to everyone. We got Crazy Train, Katie.png, Fallen, and Punchy all at 1 apiece, and then Bodge and Swag at 3. Thank you, Shaz. Thank you, KG. Gotta hire one of y'all. Camera gods have decided upon Fallen. The pressure is on. So many players with just 1 life point remaining. Bodge and Crazy, or excuse me, Bodge and Swag was still 3. Ooh, Fallen making me a little scared watching him here. A little bit all over the place, but yet still controlling the ball. He's able to go for a final shot here. Does go for a dash shot, a little bit too wide to the right. Try to finish it out quick. I respect it. Still able to get 4th place though. It'll be avoiding the hot seat going into the next hole. Looks like it is going to Bodge. Speaking of one of our 3 life point players. Casey with another absolute banger to finish off Snake, going a little white here into the ring. Once again, knowing not to reset because of the ring placement. Showing off that map knowledge. A rare occurrence here, looking at Bodge at the hot seat going into trees, please. Let's see how Bodge thanks the trees here. Little please and thank you for the trees. Bodge splitting the gas can, what sounded like all 5 of the other competitors. Going for a banger shot, trying to hit the ring. Unfortunately, a little bit too wide there, having to reset. Going for a banger shot over the ring, over the trees. Bodgington trying to finish this out, getting the suck, getting 6th place once again. Unfortunate run here from Bodge. Maybe a little bit of spectate pressure, maybe a little bit of just having fun. Bodge looking at the hot seat once again with Katie and Fallen just 3 points away. That was some slow suck from the hole there. Go ahead and tune in with Bodge once again on the hot seat for this lobby. Going for a massive handbrake shot to get the ball down the Arch Parkway here. Going for our final tap. Should shake up the scores quite a bit with Bodge able to clutch first place here on Arch Parkway. Punchy closing us out here in 6th. Let's see how these scores shape up. Bodge might be escaping the hot seat for the first time in the lobby. Looking like a tie between Bodge and Katie. We'll go ahead and tune in with Katie, the newest hot seat member, but she is tied with Bodge here going into Aqueduct Attack. Let's see how she handles this using Ice Ball. I'll be looking at a left path here. Ice it down, make nice use of the ice there to try to stay on a nice straight line. Getting through the Aqueduct Attack here. Gonna go for a final shot potentially. Holds the ice, able to use it for a recovery play here. Gonna have to drive down to meet her ball. Nice work. Almost a little bit too wide. Was able to get the suction there, confirming herself a 2nd place finish. Bodge unfortunately in 6th on this hole once again. Gonna put himself back into the hot seat. Katie with a nice clutch 2nd place finish for sure, getting herself out of the hot seat there. We got a 3-point difference between Fallen and Bodge. Will Bodge be able to clutch enough positions here to maintain his 3 life point dominance in this finals here? Let's see how Bodge handles Anawak. Bodge looking to make some quick movement here, get in the pickup, get in the sticky. Might see him actually utilize this here with how mechanically heavy this map is. Gonna go for a nice dash shot to get us over. Opting to not go for the quick flip, knowing that that waterfall might have pushed him down. Oh, excuse me, for the backflip. That was some good awareness there from Bodge. Might go for the sticky pickup here. Gonna drive through the skip early. Smart sticky utilization here from Bodge, ladies and gentlemen. That might do it. Swag was able to clutch first though. Katie with the 3rd, Punchy with the 4th, Fallen with the 5th. If my math doesn't do me wrong, I believe that might be another tiebreaker. It was a 3-point difference. Oh my god, y'all, we got a tiebreaker between Bodge and Fallen. Fallen holding on for dear life, ladies and gentlemen. Bodge with 3 life points left. The pressure is all on Fallen here to do well in this tiebreaker. If Punchy, Katie, Swag, and Crazy could please switch to spectator for me. Let's get these levels down to 3 as we run this tiebreaker between Fallen and Bodge. Best of luck to these 2 competitors. Once again, the pressure is all on Fallen. Fallen showing up late to the tournament, but still making the best of it. Didn't let it get to him. Able to claw his way through all these hot seat positions. With just 1 life point remaining, will he be able to handle this ultimate pressure of staying alive, going into Factory Showdown? Great first map here. Let's go ahead and tune in with Fallen. All the pressure on his shoulders. Opting for a nice soft touch at the start. Respectable line here, able to use that first ring, cut that first corner. Bodge does have an early lead. Looking neck and neck here. Thank you, KG. Fallen A little bit wide on this final cut. Gonna be able to pick up the gas can though. The ball does position himself nicely. Going for some slow aerial tap gameplay here from Fallen. Getting around the last corner. Able to, oh, barely able to clip the ring. Nicely done by Fallen here. Not letting the pressure get to him whatsoever. Showing up for Factory Showdown. Nicely done by Fallen there. Putting a little bit of pressure back onto Bodge. Bodge does have 3 life points. Going into precision decisions, we will spectate Bodge here as he is in the hot seat of this tiebreaker. Let's see how he handles precision decisions. Going for a dash and smash shot from the starting line into the ring. Bodge showing up for this final performance in this tiebreaker. What an absolute banger of a starting shot. Knew the line, knew the starting spawn, what he needed to do. Gets a shock pick up. Gonna help him get through this next section. Nice aerial tap there. Bodge showing how good of his decisions are in precision decisions. Getting some dash shots to get the ball further down the course. Going to take this nice and easy, knowing how much of a lead he has. Going to go for a final tap here. Playing it nice and safe, not even needing the shock for a shot correction. Going to come down to a third hole for Fallen here. Will he remain alive? Will he be eliminated first? Bodge showing us how smart of a player he is, knowing he had the lead, taking it nice and easy there at the end. Tap by tap, getting that ball in the hole. Fallen's finals performance career could all come down to a canyon skipper. The pressure is back on to Fallen here. Will he remain alive to see another lobby game? Let's see how he's able to handle this immense pressure. Gonna go for a final shot, or excuse me, for a shot into the skip. Both players having to reset, both getting resets further into the course. Going to go for the second skip here. Looks like Bodge was able to get through a little bit quicker. Bodge did have to take a wide post skip shot though. We're gonna come down to this final shot. Fallen gonna have to go for an aerial finish. Bodge picking up a sticky. Fallen with the aerial shot into the hole. Beautifully done. Fallen not letting the pressure get to him whatsoever. Fallen saying, hold on, I got this. I got this, no fret. Bodge with his first life point elimination here. Gonna get this next lobby game started in 20 seconds. Gonna adjust the map pool and get this scorecard updated. Congrats to Fallen for staying alive one more game. With an absolute banger of a finish, little aerial tap to finish it in Canyon Skipper. Well said by KG in the chat. Let's go. This is TGR, ladies and gentlemen. Who will be the next eliminated? There is no telling. All these players remaining alive. Got Crazy, Katie, Fallen, and Punchy all at 1 apiece, with Bodge at 2. Swag at 3. Camera gods have decided to spectate Crazy Train here. Let's see how he handles it. Unfortunately, having to go around this first skip. See, I was able to handle going through this extra skip that most people don't even know about. Crazy platforming it perfectly. Able to get right back up with the pack. Unfortunately, getting a little bit caught up in the sand. Still hitting those brakes. Making good work of it. Punchy with the first place. Crazy might able to make up some positions here. Trying to keep his ball tucked around this corner. Going in the hole. Crazy showing why it's always important to stay calm no matter what the circumstance is. Missing that first skip but still able to make good work of getting a 4th place finish. Punchy with a PB performance here. Nice final dash shot there by Punchy. Crazy was definitely the one to spectate there. Katie putting herself in the hot seat here after hole 1. Let's see if she's able to use mine out to get herself out of it. For real, Katie. Or KG, excuse me. So Crazy just staying locked in on that last hole. Showing us how he knows how to platform. Let's see how Katie's able to handle mine out here. Getting plenty of backflips in, getting that extra boost, doing a dash shot, getting the ball down, hitting the top, hovers the ball, ices it down, going for a final shot. Will it be enough to catch up on some positions? Should be. Katie with the 4th place finish there. Bodge finishing us out with 6. Shouldn't be a shakeup to the hot seat, but we will see with the scorecard here. Oh, excuse me, I am incorrect here. We got Bodge in the hot seat now by 1 point below Katie. Going into Twin Kingdoms, we saw Bodge with an absolute banger final shot on this match earlier. Let's see how Bodge is able to handle it now. Ooh, barely avoiding the nuke. Knowing he had enough timing on him. Getting caught up with a little bit of ice. Beautiful tap here to get the ball toward the final hole of Twin Kingdoms. Unfortunately, a little bit wide. Gonna go ahead and use this final ring. Oh, does not get the turn he wants. Gonna go ahead and stick with it though. Opts not to reset. Unfortunately, gonna land him in last place. Unfortunate platforming there from Bodge. Had a wonderful recovery after getting iced by, I believe, Swag. Bodge further himself into the hot seat. 4-point difference between himself and Katie. Looking to catch up some points here on Velocity Valley. Could make good work of dash and smash, I believe. Go for a far reaching shot here to try and curb his deficit here. Going for a nice smart play. Picks up the magnet. Drops in for 3rd. See how this helps him on the scorecard. Should shake up the scores quite a bit. Bodge playing it nice and smart here, knowing he still has 1 hole to do to work on his recovery here. These scores are getting closer. Bodge with 16 in the hot seat, 3 points away from Katie and Punchy, both at 19. Anything can happen here. Bodge is going to have to make up some placements though. Another short map. Just that extra pressure. Bodge does have 2 life points remaining. Goes for a major final shot. Getting a little bit caught up. Hits the out of bounds after the barrier finishes there. Unfortunate out of bounds hit there for Bodge. That will be his second life point loss there. Fortunate sequence of events from Bodge. Still in it. Still surviving with 1 point. Joining the 1 point club here. Once again, this tournament is quite the marathon. All about how much stamina you can hold throughout it. Not necessarily about getting first, just making sure you're staying middle of the pack. Best of luck. All players are at 1 except for Swag, who still has all 3 life points remaining. Might see some targeted nukes come down on Swag. Everyone knows that he is the last player remaining that has more life points to spare. Let's see how these players handle Into the Serpent. Swag is cruising right now, feeling comfortable. We did just see VOD drop from 3 to 1 in a short period of time. Anything can happen. Camera gods have decided on Swag. This may be a curse, may be a blessing. We'll see how Swag handles Into the Serpent. Picking up the ice, getting a nice cut around this first corner. Barely missing the ring, shouldn't matter too much. Still on a good line here from Swag. Picking up the magnet, might go for a big magnet play. Just getting the ball further down the line here. Does not go for the rings. Playing it nice and smart, knowing that he has those extra life points in play. Going for a nice little pop-up. Swag with the first place finish. VOD second. Crazy third. Every position matters greatly here. All these players outside of Swag just having 1 life point remaining. This is getting intense, y'all. Was not expecting to see such a spread out scoring. Absolutely love to see it though. We got Fallen in the hot seat. Picking up a stomp. This could be good for the end. Might go ahead and use it early for the extra boost. We'll see. Going for some smart taps here. Making his way up the uphill battle. Battling it out with all these other competitors neck and neck. Swag with a slight lead currently. Oh, the ball, he went for a shot off the tree into the ring, but the ring had yet to respond. Gonna go ahead and use that stomp, get that extra boost, get that ball down. Fallen currently in last. Is he able to make up for this deficit here? Katie taking the ring. Fallen just getting no breaks. Able to make a shot straight into the hole though. Able to make up at least 1 position there. VOD finishing us out there on hole 2 in 6th. Fallen just drawing the short stick there on so many different positions and plays. Crazy making good work of the ring there, cutting the corner quite nicely. Fallen in the hot seat with 3 points below Bodge. See if we can make up some points here on Cloud Playground. Once again, Fallen is definitely no stranger to the pressure of a hot seat, even surviving a tiebreaker with just 1 life point remaining. Making an aerial shot to keep his journey alive. You can definitely see a major scorecard shakeup here. Fallen able to maintain his position out here in the front with Swag. Picking up the gas can. Oh, unfortunately getting hit with the tree. Could get a good reset here with the gas can though. Gonna go ahead and hold it. Gonna play it smart. Unfortunately gonna be a little bit too wide. Gonna have to reset there. Not looking good for Fallen. Dropping into 5th place, finishing there. Punchy in 6th. Might be the end of Fallen's career here. Still have 2 holes remaining though. Fallen was looking so good until that tree said otherwise. Crazy with an absolute banger here to finish his Cloud Playground race out using the ice. Fallen in the hot seat by 3 points. Is he able to claw himself out of this deficit? Let's see how he's able to handle the snake. He's 3 points below Punchy. I believe Punchy is pretty close to another competitor as well. Still could be anyone's elimination here. Might be looking at a tiebreak angle as well. At this point would be a good outcome for Fallen. Making good use, staying calm, changing the camera angle as needed. The host loses connection from the server once again. Not sure if there's a spectate error going on with Huge Calf Studios, but we're gonna go ahead and get reporting back from the players. All players please remain in the game per the rules. Surely be fixed. No, they're all working hard at it. Right, Chaz? No, they're crunching those numbers right now for their network connectivity coding. Best of luck to the competitors. You know, the pressure is on. Come on, Studio Cat, get to work. Get to work, god damn it. Someone's gotta work. Hopefully hearing back from the score soon. Fallen is out of the tournament. Fallen, thank you so much for playing. GG's Fallen. Much love, man. Thank you so much for playing. Fallen has fallen out of the tournament. Get this scorecard updated. Alright, we are down. Nice shots. We are down to just 5 players remaining. Once again, we will be taking a 5-minute intermission once we get to our final 3. Best of luck to all the competitors here. We're looking at Katie, Bodge, Punchy, and Crazy all surviving on with 1 life point remaining. Once again, Swag still at 3 life points. Let's see how these players handle the pressure. Swag picking up an early ice here, looking to hold it, might use it. Okay, gonna go ahead and use it midway through for the second shot, landing on Bodge and Katie. Swag out here playing absolutely ruthless, trying to play as smart as he can, not making any excuses for anybody. Gonna use everything he's got. Nice first place finish. Falling, put points on yourself too, that's great. 5 players remaining. Swag with a nice grapple shot here, finishing out his first hole here on Fountain Freeway. Making good work of all the pickups, getting that nice early ice on Katie and Bodge, using the grapple at the end there. Katie looking at the hot seat going into hole 2, Mountain Hideout. See how she's able to handle the pressure here. Once again, just that 1 life point remaining. Only on hole 2, plenty of positions can change around here. Want to see these players play as smart as possible. Picking up a sticky, gonna be able to ice it down. Katie looking to hold on to this sticky, might be able to use it at the end here if need be. Katie getting some good chain dashing in, looking for that optimal movement as she makes her way through these tunnels in Mountain Hideout. Going for an aerial shot here, probably gonna drop it down maybe into a sticky. Oh, chooses to let the ramp hit. Smart play by Katie here. Ice into the sticky, nicely done, making up some points. Had to use the quick cast of the sticky to cancel the ice. Very quick thinking there by Katie. Crazy with the first. Swag in last place here. This is gonna be a major shakeup to the leaderboard. Looks like we still have Katie in the hot seat despite her second place performance. That's how close these games are. Oh my god, these competitors are absolutely showing up to play. Let's see how Katie handles the hot seat once again on Corner Madness. Katie feeling good though after that second place performance. Let's see how she's picking up another sticky. Came in absolutely clutch for her last hole. Let's see, she goes ahead and holds onto it again one more time for this hole. Barely avoiding the ring there. Not sure if she was trying to hit that or not. Gonna go ahead and ice it down early. Keeping the ball on a good line. Might be able to get up top here. Icing it down. Be able to pop it. Oh, gonna play it nice and safe. Using the sticky into the ring. Katie not making any risks here. Able to clutch third place with that play. Bodge in fifth. Let's see how this shakes up the scores. It is so close. It is absolutely so close. Punchy with a nice, smart rolling stomp there. More confident than I am ever with stop. I always make sure that ball is stopped. Nice play there by Punchy. Bodge now in the hot seat. This is all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see how Bodge handles the ritual hot seat here. Nice lane spawn starting here in lane 2, closer to that first tunnel on the left. Dropping down, picking up that boost canister. Bodge rocking that dash and smash, so able to get his ball directly into the tunnel from the starting shot. All gonna come down to this final shot here. Will Bodge play it smart? Will Bodge go for a big shot? Gonna go for a nice tap for a follow-up tap. See what position this grants him. Gonna get him into third. Swag into the first there. Katie making best use of she can here. Unfortunately landing herself in fifth. Good corrective shot at the end though. These scores are gonna be tight. Swag going for a nice finishing handbrake shot. Bounce on into that hole. Katie just 1 point below Bodge in the hot seat. Once again, Katie and Bodge both at 1 life point apiece. Let's see how they handle this. Could this be the end of Bodge or Katie's finals performance here? Katie making good work of staying online here. Picking up yet another sticky. Sticky and Katie are just 2 peas in a pod. Gonna go for a banger final shot. Will that be enough? Oh, it doesn't stay in the hole. Having to reset Bodge with the second. Unfortunately, Katie, I believe, will be eliminated there with an absolute, almost insane final shot. I thought she had it. Unfortunately, a little bit too wide to the right. Crazy with a good final tap here, getting his ball in the hole. GG's to Katie.png. Thank you so much for playing. Our wild card finalist. GG's and all the love to Katie. Get this next game started here in about 20 seconds. Thought we were going to be looking at a tiebreaker there for a second. Unfortunately, that last shot did not go in for Katie. Yeah, you're good, Wizard. Nobody click it. Alright, y'all. We are down to 4 players. This may be potentially the last lobby game before our 5-minute intermission. The pressure is on Crazy, Bodge, and Punchy here. Once again, they are at 1 life point apiece. Swag still at 3. Will we see some targeted icing and nukes from Crazy, Bodge, and Punchy towards Swag? Let's see how these players handle the pressure. Best of luck. Camera gods have chosen Swag once again, starting us off. Swag hitting his quick flip into the ground a little bit, not letting himself get too caught up or worried about it. Missing the mystery box, able to get that one though. Getting sticky just getting picked up from everybody here. See if Swag is gonna have to use it at the end here. Gonna go ahead and use it to make sure to get between these trees. Smart by Swag here. Gonna place himself into third. Once again, there is only 4 players remaining, so these scores will be tight. Punchy in fourth, putting himself into the hot seat for the first hole. These scores can change so quickly. Bodge barely escaping the wraith of the tree there, using the grapple to finish himself out for the first place finish. Going into Canopy Cruise. Quite a technical map here, all about having smart touches. Let's see how Punchy handles the pressure here. Going for a little soft handbrake shot to get past the tree. Goes quite deep actually. See how he's able to handle this correction here. Nicely done by Punchy. Ball should be stopped by the sand. Punchy does predict it. Showing off that map knowledge. Getting the ball downtown, getting a little bit curved. The ball does get stopped by the tree branches. Beautiful performance by Punchy. Not worried at all, not letting the pressure get to him. Absolutely love to see it. Great first place finish here on Canopy Cruise by Punchy. We are looking at a 4-way tie going into hole 3. These competitors came to play. There is no hot seat here, so we're going to let the camera gods decide. Once again, we were looking at Swag here. Let's see how he's able to handle Enter the Serpent. The pressure is on him in the sense that all these players are going to be targeting him. They want him to lose this lobby game. None of them want to be eliminated. Swag looking to line himself up here. Dropping the ice, does not connect with anybody. A little bit off center here. Gonna wait for the ring rotation. Might be a little bit low. Does not make contact with the ring there. Looks like Punchy is right behind Swag. All gonna come down to this final shot. Swag, Bodge, Punchy. Crazy gonna be finishing us out here in fourth, putting himself into the hot seat for the final hole. Crazy that, oh, excuse me, that was hole 3. We still got 2 more to go. But crazy how close this is. Still only a 4-point game going into the 4th hole between 1st and 4th place right now. Let's see how Crazy Train handles the hot seat. We've got 2 holes to recover here. Going into Canyon Skipper and Bottoms Up, 2 very high skilled maps. All comes down to the mechanics of the map. Crazy with a nice lane 6 spawn. You know, he's able to make the best use of it, doing a nice dash starting shot. Gonna go ahead and pick up a sticky. Let's see if he goes ahead and uses it. Plays it nice and safe. Oh, barely tapping the bottom of that skip entrance. Able to get through, getting the ring with the ball, no problem. Crazy playing it super smart here. Knowing that he has the lead. Not even gonna risk the reset. He's gonna go ahead and drive by the ball, knowing that it's gonna roll back in. Nicely done by Crazy Train here. It's gonna be good for his placement standings. Might get him out of the hot seat. We got Punchy dropping in for 2nd. Swag in 3rd. Bodge in 4th. Let's see how this shapes up score-wise. This is about to be super tight. We got Bodge in the hot seat, followed by Punchy and Crazy, just 1 point away. And Swag 2 points away. Technically, we could still see a crazy tie here. Let's see how Bodge handles this hot seat. Whew. Let's see if he's able to get his dash and smash starting shot straight into the tunnel. Yes, he is. Getting off as many dashes as he can. Looking for that optimal movement. Swag slightly in the lead at the moment. Anything can change on this corner. Bodge with a nice dash straight into the tunnel, gonna come down to the final shot. All the competitors are neck and neck. Is Bodge gonna go for a final dash and smash banger to the ring potentially? Yes, he is. Makes contact. Will anyone place before him? They do not. Bodge with a nice first. Swag in second. Punchy looking to get his third placement. Unfortunately does not get it. Fourth place finish there from Punchy. Not sure how these scores are shaping up at all. I believe that should save Bodge from the chopping block. Bodge with a nice calculated shot here directly into the ring. Oh my god, beautiful hot seat recovery from Bodge. Looks like that will be Punchy's last life point elimination there. GG's to Punchy. Thank you so much for playing. Congrats on fourth place. Go ahead and get the scorecard updated here. All right, y'all. We have Swag at 3 life points, Crazy at 1 life point, Bodge at 1 life point. With that, we will be taking a 5-minute intermission. Thank you all so much for watching, tuning in, and all the finalists for playing. Best of luck to our top 3. We'll be back after a short 5-minute intermission. Yo, Punchy, thank you so much for playing. Congrats again on 4th place, and of course, dude, I'm happy to host this. Hope I could host more in the future. We will see how things go. If I could get a quick R, a ready notification from Swag, Crazy Train, and Bodge. Just want to make sure all of the finalists are in it. But I just want to do also a quick congratulations for making the top 3. Y'all will all be getting payouts. So after the tournament, make sure to send me your PayPal address. Thank you, y'all. Let me double check the custom game. Got 5 levels, looking good. Best of luck. Bodge, Crazy Train, and A-Tag Swag once again are finalists for the elimination style tournament here today. Yep, Katie, inflation. That sounds about right. I forgot I gotta adjust. Let's go. Reno Ranchero. Welcome in, Reno. Catching the finals just in time. These are the life points remaining. We got Crazy and Bodge at 1 point apiece. Swag still at all 3. Might see some coordination between Crazy and Bodge here to target Swag. Well, let's see how these players play. Moonraker here. Crazy making good work of cutting this first corner. Yeah, I just switched it back real quick to show the scores. Crazy making good work of the shock pickup, keeping the ball online. Crazy definitely leading the pack out here. Making some good work of the dashes and smashing. Getting that optimal movement out, driving through the rings, getting that extra speed bonus that they implemented. All gonna come down to this final shot. Crazy opting to take it nice and slow and smart. Gonna confirm his 2nd place finish here. Gonna go ahead and put Bodge in the hot seat after the first hole. Ooh, looking at a short map here, Bodge did do really well on the last arch parkway. Let's see how Bodge goes ahead and handles this one. A little soft of a hot seat here, only in hole 2. Anything can happen still. Crazy making an absolute banger of a shot, getting him 1st place, locking himself further away from that hot seat early on. Wonderful shot of the match here from Crazy Train, making that nice arch parkway. Final shot there. Bodge looking at a hot seat of 3 points behind Swag and Crazy Train. Still 3 holes to go. Anything can happen. Let's go ahead and tune back in with Bodge in the ultimate hot seat. Currently in last in this lobby with only 1 life point remaining. Let's see how he's able to handle it. Going for a big shot around the raceway here. Setting himself up good though for this next corner. Dropping the ice. Unfortunately misses both competitors. Going for some aerial taps. Let's see how he finishes this out. Fortunately, another 3rd place finish here from Bodge. Bodge really on the hot seat now. Gonna have to look for a 1st place finish here on Big L if he wants any chance of going for a tiebreaker for hole 5. Let's see if Bodge is able to do it. Still got some gas in the tank. Putting that 89 premium in. Let's see if Bodge can make this Big L work in his favor. Picking up the gas can, trying to get around this tree, and he does it. Gets a little bit slowed down on his car. No problem. Crazy with the reset. Swag a little wide. Looking good for a 1st place finish from Bodge here. This might be exactly what he needs to stay alive. Oh, gonna have to go for an aerial finish. A little bit wide. Gonna go for the reset. If he does get second here, that will be it. Oh, barely clutches the first. Bodge trying his best to stay alive here, given that the position placements will work out in his favor. I believe that does allow him to stay alive for one more hole. 26 to 28. We need Bodge. Bodge needs another first place finish here to stay alive. Let's go ahead and tune in. See how he handles this middle spawn. Gonna go ahead and do a nice soft touch to the left. Swag accidentally, or excuse me, I think that was Crazy dropping his ball early. Swag picking up a nuke. Bodge going for a banger of a shot. Unfortunately, it goes a little bit too wide. Gonna have to drop down. Oh, goes for the dash and smash shot, trying to go for a crazy play. Unfortunately, does not work out for him. That will be the end of Bodge's finals performance here. Congrats to Bodge for third place. What an absolute wonderful performance from Bodge across the board. So many awesome hot seat performances. So many great shots he's made throughout the tournament. Crazy confirming his placement into second here. The nice finishing shot. GG's Bodge. Thank you so much for playing, man. Congrats on third. If you could hit me up with the Discord message for your PayPal address, I'll get you with that payout shortly after the tournament. GG's Bodge. Thank you all for congratulating Bodge in the chat. Let me get this scorecard updated. Let me get a 20-second countdown in the chat going as well for the next match. These names have slowly been dropping one by one. So I'll get ahead and get Swag right next to Crazy on the board. Exciting stuff here. Our final two. Congrats to both Crazy and Swag for making it this far. The pressure is on Crazy here. We'll be going ahead and tuning in with him first. Got one life point remaining. Can he get the score to be a little bit more even? Swag going into this final two matchup with 3. Should be exciting gameplay here from both Crazy Train and A-Tag Swag going into the first hole. Let's see how Crazy Train handles himself on drop shot. Can't believe we're down to our final two already. Let's see how these competitors perform. Crazy Train with the shock. Getting the gas can double pickup. Saying, hold up, Swag, I know you like those gas cans, but I gotta take these from you, sorry, bud. Getting the magnet pickup as well. This could be huge. Allow him to go for a major shot here at the end. I think that's gonna drop right in. Oh my god. Giving him that extra confidence with the magnet shot to go for an absolute banger of a dash and smash straight to the hole from so far away. Beautiful performance from Crazy Train there. Putting Swag into the hot seat early on in this first final two matchup. Beautiful curved shot right there. Showing that dash and smash expertise, holding onto that core for the entire performance, even though we all know Crazy is also quite well equipped on quick flip as well. All right, pressure is now switched to Swag, going on to spots and shots. Seeing Swag run this map quite a bit. Let's see if he's able to go for a little skip at the start, or if he's going to play it safe. Going for the early ice on Crazy, does miss. Crazy returns the favor with the nuke, having Swag to slow down a little bit to go for a quick flip, or excuse me, a back flip. Looks like Crazy going to have to reset right before the tunnel. Players are still pretty close to each other. Swag getting a little bit caught up on the ground there, doing just fine. Crazy almost taking the ring. These players are neck and neck. Swag with a good grapple pickup. And I get kicked to the lobby again. Huge cap. I hope you're watching. There was an issue with your spectator. Swag and Crazy, please report back once you guys are finished with the game. Oh my god, to do this on the grand finale is crazy, Huge Calf. Not a good look. Not a good look. Oh my god. Best of luck to Crazy and Swag. Swag with the grapple pickup there on spots and shots. Not sure if he's able to do it. Oh shit, Punchy for sure, for sure. Come on, Oliver. That's true, we are all waiting on TGR 2. Apologies for the issues, y'all. Really hope somebody from Huge Cap is surely watching the biggest tournament happening right now in their game and is taking notes and hoping to fix the spectator issue before the next update. Surely. Swag takes down Techie. Thank you for the updates, Punchy. Swag with a slight lead now over Crazy going into the fourth hole. I believe that's the fourth hole. Punchy, thank you for the updates. Yeah, 2,525. Sheesh. I could see it. Someone's gonna find this game in the archives and be like, oh man, this has a second edition potential. And then they're just gonna have ChatGPT 10,000 cook it up real quick. And it'll be out in a jiffy. Oh my god, can't believe we disconnected for the grand finale. Such an anticlimactic potential end here. Swag takes endurance, does that do it, and wins the tournament. Punchy, thank you for the commentary in the chat. GG's to Crazy Train for second place, getting that prize money of $65. Swag getting the first place finish. Congrats to A-Tag Swag for winning the tournament. Sheesh. Let's go, y'all. Congrats to A-Tag Swag for winning the grand finale. Appreciate y'all tuning in, everyone for playing. Once again, if the final three could go ahead and message me their PayPals, I'll get those payments out shortly. Swag with a clean sweep across the board so I can double it on stake. GG's Crazy. Thanks again for playing, man, and congrats on second. GG's, y'all. What an awesome tournament. Glad I could host it for y'all, give back to the community. Not sure what's in store for the future. We will see. I am going to be downloading this VOD, uploading it to YouTube, and using it potentially to apply to League Trolley, which is an esports funding group to help fund small esports. So maybe we might be back with some fully funded tournaments. We will see. But much love to everybody. By chance, is there anyone hosting or playing TGR right now? Let me go check. I will gladly raid them. There is not. Yo, good comp Swag. Heck yeah. Let's see if there's anyone from the TGR community streaming. Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream, y'all. Much love. Thank you all so much for tuning in, for playing. Once again, congrats to Swag for the first place finish, Crazy with the second place finish, and Bob with the third.